All right, we're live. So today, the plan is to create this file uploader app using React Router as we have been and Prisma. So that's kind of the idea. Yeah, without further ado, I guess we'll just get started. So this project's requirements are a stripped down version of Google Drive or any other personal storage service. So this is going to be new to me. I think it recommends using like cloud storage, so this is basically just going to be a wrapper on top of cloud, like another cloud storage platform, I guess. But you know, it's going to be good for practicing, making another full stack app. So without further ado, let's begin. So I'm gonna have to set up a new React Router project, which I don't actually remember offhand how to do that. So I should probably put that in full stack or something. Okay, so let's get this going. So we'll cd the Odin Project. I should really I'm doing all these projects in the node folder, but I really should do them all inside of a dedicated backend folder or something like that. All right, let's just do, oh, you know what? The timer isn't going to be showing up on the stream. Let me fix that, because this Streamlabs thing sucks. There we go. Now it's back. There we go. Okay. So, okay, why is this loading? There we go. We have to clone it. Clone this little file uploader I made, and we'll cd into it. Get this going. So pmpx create React Router at latest in the root directory, or this directory, right? So that should create everything we need. Your project directory contains files that will be overwritten. Sure. Install dependencies, yes. We'll get those dependencies loaded in. Oh yeah, and then I have to load it. I have to open that file. Should be Odin file uploader. There we go. Good. Let's switch over to the BenStack profile so it's a little more zoomed in. And let's just get this configured the way that I like. Let's get our terminal in here. And let's clear out all of the fluff inside of, so we don't need this welcome folder. And then let's just test, get rid of this. Is there anything in root that I need to get rid of? Oh yeah, I need to change the routes. That should be fine. Can't find a declaration for that, so I'll just delete it. Oh wait, actually I need that for this route here. It keeps using the wrong version of Node, I don't know why. Yo, how's it going, Mahin? Welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. Okay, so what do we need to do now? I want to edit the CSS. That's fine. I don't need this. He just prefers dark color scheme. That's fine. So I was curious, how do you exactly architect your project and figure out what pieces connect together to get the desired results? So basically, I'll kind of show you. I'm just getting a React Router project scaffolded out just so that I can get started. But after that, I usually like to create a like kind of almost like a requirements document or like almost like a to-do It's like a to-do list / requirements document. But I'll show you like as an example for the project that we just did, right? So for the members only app, like I have a basic description of what the app should do, and then I have like a to-do for like different tasks. Sometimes I have a database schema included with that, routes that I need to include and what they do, and then like different controllers and stuff like this. You don't have to do it this way. This is just kind of like, I kind of made this up on the fly. And it's been working for me. I've been doing it for other projects too. Like if I go to my React folder and then I go into some of these, like you can see I kind of did a similar structure, except this was all just front end, so it was a little easier. But you know, we're going to do a very similar structure here. I'm going to make these like 3rd level headings, I think. A little smaller. So you prepare all those requirements yourself without the help of AI? Yep. Well, I also use, so the Odin project has like bare bones requirements for you as well. Like it kind of says like roughly what you need to do, but I prepare the specifics myself, yeah. And I think the reason why I don't like miss AI is because I never used it in the first place, so I don't feel like I'm lacking anything. You know, this is just always the way I've done it. And again, if I was trying to build as fast as possible and like speed run building and stuff like this, like some of the vibe coder hype bros out there, you know, maybe I would use AI, right, to speed up the workflow, because it is undeniably orders of magnitude. Well, maybe not orders of magnitude, but it's undeniably like faster, right? But I don't know. I like to think through the requirements myself because I feel like it kind of solidifies my understanding. Okay, cool. So there's my React Router app ready to go. And then so I need to install some dependencies. So I actually might have like a dependencies list. So actually, let's do a description first. So a stripped down version of Google Drive that will include basic session authentication with better auth, and I'm going to use better auth this time. Better auth, ORM with Prisma. Actually, no, I'll leave that after. Better auth users will have the ability to create new accounts and log in. There will be a form. Actually, let's do this like list mode here. There will be a form to upload new files to their I don't know, to their dashboard, to their storage. I don't know. So what I do is I ask AI to provide me a description of a project I've thought out myself as I struggle to break into smaller tasks and ask it to break. Oh, that's cool. That's a totally valid use. Any tweaks you recommend in this form of approach? I think honestly that sounds fine. The thing that I would do is if you do get AI to generate something, obviously, and I'm sure you already do this, but I think reading over what it outputs and kind of seeing if it aligns with the learning outcomes that you want for that project, right? So like, let's say you want to make a project practicing, like I'm doing, like practicing ORMs, right? Make sure that in the granular requirements, like it is asking you to do things and implement features that align with what you want to learn, right? And if it doesn't, or it's missing the mark, or it's recommending some other technology that you don't want to use, like for example, let's say you want to use better auth or something, but it recommends you use another authentication in the library, you can say, okay, change that or whatever. Just, refine with prompting, or just literally manually edit what the AI outputs yourself. That's what I would recommend doing, honestly, because I mean, as long as it aligns with your learning goals, then I think what you're doing is just fine. In my opinion, at least. I just enjoy thinking these things through myself. I think that's part of the, like, for me, that's part of the learning process. But again, there's no real like right or wrong answer with these things. I also don't like paying for AI. Like, because every time I've used it, I reach a point where like, it's like, oh, to use it more, you have to get the pro version of Gemini or whatever. It's like, I don't want to pay for that. But anyway, how do I split my screen? I use a window manager song called Rectangle, and I bought the pro version, which I think is like $10 USD. So I can like move my windows around by holding Control Option and then like arrow keys, which is kind of cool. And I can do a bunch of stuff like that. There's a bunch of, you can do keybinds, you can have different, like you can split them into top left, top right. So I could do like UIJK, like I could do top left, top right, things like that. There's a lot of features of it. I just like it because it's really clean and it's really resource efficient. And it's not overcomplicated, which I enjoy. There's a free version of Rectangle, but the full version has a lot more functionality. So I live in India and we get 18 months free Gemini Pro. Nice. All of India? That's pretty sick, dude. Okay. So let's see. So there will be a form to upload new files at the user level cloud storage. Add users can create and delete folders. CRUD. As well as upload files within them. So route to view file details. So things like the name, size, upload time, etc. I think that actually these are fine. Logic to, actually that's fine. Those are our requirements. And then so for a schema, I'm gonna do this kind of at a basic level here. So we'll have a user. We'll have a users, and then we'll try to write this in PSL. I don't know if this will actually, no, it probably won't. Prisma structured language or whatever it is. So we have to go to the Prisma API, Prisma ORM here, and then there should be an API reference for the Prisma ORM. I think it's the Prisma client API. Yeah, here it is. All right, I'm gonna put this inside of APIs inside of, I also like to use bookmarks quite a bit. So let's go to web development, APIs maybe. Hi, how do you follow the Odin? Where did you start your journey? I started my journey right at the beginning of the Odin Project. Aberor. You can see all of my progress on my YouTube channel. I started a little over 5 months ago. Yo, Blueberries, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Okay, so the user's going to need an ID, which it's not going to let me do this, is it? I want to do this plain text, but it's not going to let me. So the ID needs to be, I want to make the ID as UUID though, ideally. So let's see, Prisma, UUID, primary key. This is data source. I don't think this is what I want. UUID. So this could be for P Postgres. Native database type attributes. Yeah, but I want to see a usage example here. Generate UUID values as IDs. Okay, so we'll do ID string at ID at defaults and then UUID. Actually, you know what? I can probably just leave this as a, doesn't need to be super, it doesn't actually need to be using PSL. I can just kind of do this roughly. I can just do it like this. So we'll say we'll have an ID. Oh my goodness, I hate how this formats. Okay, ID is a string UUID. So string PK, and then the user will have a username, which is a string, password, which is a string, maybe an email as well. And then we'll have, I don't know what we'll have actually attached to that. Let's think. So there's going to be users, there's going to be drive maybe like a drive, which will have an ID. And then there'll be a one-to-one relation from the drives and the users, right? So that's going to be a string PK UUID. Although if there's a one-to-one relationship here, I could probably just, it doesn't really matter. Unless maybe a user could have multiple drives or something, I'm not sure. Finally registered for classes next fall. My schedule is kind of insane. Oh, really? Yeah, I guess it is course registration time. I kind of forgot about that. I've had the luxury not to worry about it. But that's cool. What are you taking any cool classes? Signed up for Intro to Machine Learning. That's awesome, man. That will teach you a shit ton. I took an Applications of ML class, and that was really insightful. I was thinking, as you mentioned, about not having to rely on pro models. I guess as learners, those requirement provided make sense, but relying on it for almost every other project is no. Yeah, exactly. Again, it can help you kind of scaffold out projects for sure. Like, as you say, like planning and stuff, but for me specifically, I just like to do it manually. Maybe because I'm old or something. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But okay, so we have an ID, and then we have a UID, or we could say user ID, which will be a string foreign key references user.id, right? And then it'll have maybe a capacity, which I don't know what, maybe an integer, which is bytes. And then it would have a list of folders. So it would have folders, which would be folder, be a list of folders here. Because if I define a list, I think I can do that here. And then the other thing that I need to be unique is these need to be unique. I'll just say unique, actually. String unique. I'm not trying to do this super related to that, because we're going to translate it into a... we're going to translate this into Prisma language, whatever it is, Prisma schema language. You're old? Yeah, I'm old. Probably older than most of you. Actually, some people that watch my streams are older, like they're in their, late 30s, 40s, 50s. Actually, I don't know about 50s. Definitely 40s though. And then some people watching my stream are still teenagers. So I'm kind of in the middle. I'm in my mid 20s. So maybe that's still young to a lot of people. I don't know. It's kind of a weird age though, because you're old to some people and young to others. So it's all relative, right? Okay, so so this is what I wanted to do here. Okay, so let's do users. I think these will be capitalized. Drives. And then so folders will be self-referential. So it'll have an ID as well. String PK UUID. And then it'll have a drive ID because it'll be associated with the drive. Although I could probably store this inside of the user to minimize complexity. I could probably store just a list of folders inside of the user. So I could, yeah, actually, let's just do that. That might be easier. So we'll just say data is a list of folders. Because you can do this in Prisma. That's not old. Fair enough. Feels like I've been around, you know. I was in school for 7 years, so I did an entire undergrad degree before AI came out, so or at least was popular. Like in its current manifestation with like ChatGPT and stuff. What else do I want here? So I have, let's just do user ID. Let's attach this to our user. And then we should also have, maybe, should we call it data or folders? Folders, and then so we have, so we should have a list of files and folders. Although, is a folder a file is the real question. How do we want to do this? Do we want to have folders as separate, or do we want to have... Actually, no, we should have folders as separate because that will just complicate things. So let's just do this. So folders can contain multiple folders, right? So it'll be kind of a nested thing here. So there'll be a one-to-many relationship between users and folders, and then a one-to-many relationship between folders and folders, right? The other thing we should do is we should have the folder should be able to know what its parent is, right? So parent folder, which is a folder, which is string fk references folders.id, maybe. And then this could be null as well. And if it's null, then it's root, right? If null, folder is root, is in root. User root or something like that. And then we need a file, right? So we'll have an ID. Jeez, I hate this. We'll have an ID as string pk UUID. And then we'll have a folder. We'll actually have a user ID as well. We'll attach it to a user. And then we'll have a parent folder. Maybe just call it folder, which is a string fk references folders.id. If null, folder is in user root. And then we need to have the data, which contains maybe like what would that be anyway? Data types. Whoops. Hold on just 1 second. All right, we're back. I just needed to give my girlfriend her headphones so that she can watch the TV while I'm live. She's very patient for waiting for me to do this. Okay. All right, let's get back to it. This project is tempting as I was thinking about learning file handling. We'll do after my auth services prep. Nice. So are you making your own auth? That's pretty cool. Where are the types for this guy? I want to get the types here. There was somewhere where the types were included. Hold on. I need to actually go back to, where was it? The Prisma ORM thing here. Okay, where was it? Understanding migrations. Was it here maybe? There was a types list somewhere. Maybe it wasn't in CRUD, maybe it was in data models. Or I listed out the... here they are. Int, big int, float, boolean, string, datetime, JSON, bytes. I think it would be bytes, right? I think that would be the type for that. So I wanted to really understand how exactly Google sign-in all works, so I thought of building a simple version. That's really cool. Yeah, I built one not too long ago, couple streams ago actually, for using JSON Web Tokens. It was a stateless auth. So if you watch the past few streams, like stream like 100-ish to like 105, I was building that. Or 106, 105, I don't remember. What are we on today? 107, I think? Yeah, so 105. All right, so this is good. So we have our folders and files, and then are there any other things we need to store here? I don't think so. I think this is probably it. Do I need a type for the file, maybe? I don't know. I'm building an OIDC service majorly. It's stateless but works for microservices. That's cool. That's awesome. Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know what OIDC means. It is OpenID Connect. Identity auth protocol that is an extension of open authorization. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I think at work we use SAML SSO with Azure, so it's kind of cool for our auth. I think that's also stateless as well. I can't recall. Hold on just 1 second. All right, never mind. Sorry about that. So basically when you built, what you built was monolithic auth service, only the modules within the repo can utilize it. I see, yeah. That's the case with like any sort of auth library, no? You're right, that is what I did, but it was mostly to just understand auth, implementation. So it's kind of like an auth service. Like for this, since I already did that, I'm going to be building this with better auth. Because building the auth service was kind of took a while, and now that I've done it, I think I'm okay to graduate to using a library for it. And again, this is just a small toy project, right? So I think these are the only things I need. We could also do roles too, but I'm not probably going to do that. Okay. Auth is painful, man. There's just too many edge cases you got to think about. Yeah, exactly. That's true. But no, it's really good to learn. But yeah. And I think, again, for any sort of like serious app, you want to go with either, you know, a dedicated thing that you're building or some other library that's been tested and built by a community of people, right? Because that's going to be a hell of a lot more secure than your little implementation. So, but again, for learning purposes, it's good stuff. So the other thing too is I'm building this with React Router as a full stack framework. So it's gonna be a little interesting to get that working. I've only done it once with the last little toy project that I did for learning Prisma yesterday. So we'll see. It might be a little bumpy, but you know, we'll get there. All right, let's start the next 25 minutes here. All right, so I think this is good for a schema. Now, I'm not going to be having routes in the same way. The other thing, I'm just thinking if there's anything I should do to the project before I make the initial commit here. Oh yeah, I should probably install dependencies, right? So let's think of the dependencies that we need. So let's do dependencies. So we'll say global and development. So I think it comes with a lot out of the box, but we're going to need Prisma. So where's the setup here? Postgres maybe? All right, so npm add TypeScript. Okay, so I want to do this with React Router though. Can I do this with React Router? By the way, so even I wanted to start learning React. What are some good resources you've been using? I used for React. I used the Odin Project, you know, as I have been, and that was really good. It got me to build a couple purely front-end projects, but it really taught me React. Again, I wouldn't say I'm like a React expert or anything, but you know, I would recommend the Odin Project personally. There's some good projects in there. Like, what was one that we built? Like a resume builder. So basically, it's a form that you put in a bunch of your job information, and then it spits out a printable resume for you to like apply for jobs and stuff. That was a cool project. What was the other thing I wanted to do? Let's just actually check what dependencies I already have installed. So I have React Router node, serve, React DOM, React Router. Do I have TypeScript installed? I should, yeah. I have TypeScript. I need TSX, I think. Is TSX a dev dependency? I think so. I think it's a dev dependency. And then types at node. Do I have the types? Let's see. I'm not actually sure where I would see that. Would that be in TS config? Yeah, okay, so I have the node types already. And then it's under .react router and types. App types root. Okay, cool. I already have this. I need to have Postgres, of course, and then types PG. I think this would actually be dev only. And then Prisma client, Prisma adapter. Prisma client. Actually, it's at Prisma clients. Adapter, Postgres, and then we have Postgres and then .env. And I think that's it. It's probably all we'll need. I guess it took a fair amount of your time. I'll be heading to sleep now. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that, Mahin. Have a great night, my friend. But I mean, I'm always happy to chat. Like, these streams are just as much for you guys to chat to me as and for me to kind of create this dialogue than it is for me to actually build stuff. You know, I enjoy that kind of back and forth that we have. That's part of, I hope, what I offer here, and why people, you know, come to stream and stuff. Okay, is there anything else I need? I think that's good. Do I want to create a generated thing, or can I just do, so if I do a generated, schema uses ESM first, Prisma client, because this is gonna generate a, I want to generate a database based on just a local database, right? I don't care about having it hosted anywhere, at least to start. So let's get started with these here. So let's do npm add. Let's do the development ones for. Actually, no. Let's just do the non-development ones. Let's do npm add Prisma at Prisma /clients Prisma /adapter PG. Okay. And then npm add PG and .env. Good. And then I need to do npm approve builds. Okay, there's no packages awaiting approval apparently. Okay. TSX and types /PG. Probably won't need that types PG, but that's okay. Cool. So there's our dependencies, I think, for now. I think those are good. So we can do our initial commit. Initial commit, project setup, and actually let's just do initial commit. Project React router project setup and dependency install, or install dependencies. All right. Good. Failed to authenticate get remote. Why? I've never had this happen before, actually. Unable to read file. Odin file builder.get refs remotes origin main. Oh, is there something that screwed around with the git ignore, I wonder? I don't know where that would be. .git. I guess .git is hidden. Interesting. Remotes origin main. Maybe I need to add the remote again. I thought there was already a remote here. Add remote. I think it was control, or is it op shift P? Control shift P. Add remote. And then we'll add the repo URL here. I don't know if this is the problem. We can try it. Okay. Let's go to my repositories. Add remotes. Odin file folder. All right, did that work? This extension GitHub wants to sign in using GitHub. Why did it sign out? That's so weird. Oh, frig. Okay, hold on. Let me just verify this. I have genuinely no idea what happened here. Okay, it seemed to work. All right, there we go. So this should have worked. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so we installed everything. I should probably wipe the README. So we'll say Odin file uploader. Okay. And we'll just do a little update README. There. Now the default README is gone. All right. So I think the first order of business is to get auth working, right? So let's go to let's actually do the Prisma setup. What is going on here? I want the terminal. All right. Let's, okay, so that's our React app. Why? What happened to my fav icon here? Dude, I have a custom one. There we go. With the BenStack brand on it. So there we go. All right, so I need to do auth probably first, right? Or actually no, Prisma then auth. So let's get that squared away here. So project to do. Let's say our first thing is Prisma setup. Okay. Prisma setup / configuration. Actually, this can probably just be all one step here. And then configure auth or auth setup. Add better auth setup. Sign up. So allow new users to sign up or implement sign up. Implement user login. So we'll say session based. Cool. Add protected route file explorer directory for authenticated user. Something like this, right? And then we'll say add schema, add plan schema. Install and configure in project, add plan schema. Seed data? I don't know, actually maybe not. Cool. All right, so that should be good. Now, let us continue. Okay, so we installed all of these. Configure ESM support. Right, because we're going to need to do that. So that would be under tsconfig. I already have ES support. I don't know why it's defaulted to 2022. I don't know why. That's just a React router thing. Type module. Where would that be? Package JSON. Yeah, okay, it already is. Good. Initialize Prisma ORM. Okay, so let's do that. So Prisma, or sorry, PNPX Prisma. And then we'll allow this. Okay. And then next, set up your Prisma ORM project by creating your Prisma schema file with the following command. Okay, and then this is assuming we're in the root directory. Okay, so let's do PNPX, which, by the way, PNPX, if you don't know, is a shorthand for PNPM DLX. It is an officially, as far as I know, it's an officially, that's not what I wanted to do. It's an officially supported shorthand. As of version 7, PNPM DLX is the same as PNPX. Downloads a package and executes it. So, little, you know, FYI, fun fact. And then does this like give us a database to work with? I wonder. Prisma init data source provider Postgres output, and then generated. Although, is this going to be inside of, this is an app, right? So I don't know, we're in the Odin file uploader. I'll just trust that this works. Creates a Prisma directory with a schema Prisma containing. Okay, so let's try this. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there's our Prisma, which is inside of app. Okay, that's good. And then we have our .env as well. The generated schema uses the ESM first Prisma client generator with a custom output path. Update your env file with the PostgreSQL connection. Okay, so then we need to create a database, right? So let's do that. Let's just create a blank database. Create blank database and connect to Prisma. Sorry. This kind of just, I just wrote that. So let's create that database. And then we'll do create database. We'll call it Odin file uploader. Sure. Okay. So there's our database. And then we need to connect it to Prisma, right? So let's edit that database URL. I don't think it generated anything, did it? Ah, it did, okay. So let's do that. So let's do ben with no password at localhost 5432. And then we'll do the database Odin file uploader. And then schema public. Okay, good. That's good. Probably didn't need to hide that, but that's okay. All right. Cool. So now we updated our database URL, and then we'll define the data model as well. So that should be good. So just for reference, I have installed and configured it. I mean, there wasn't really much configuration to do. Actually, is there anything else I need here? Learn more about it in the docs. Get a free hosted Postgres. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. Okay. And then we'll do model users. And then we'll make the model based on our spec here. Let's just bring this over. And then we'll do ID, string, and then I think it's ID to, I forget the actual, whoops, no, I want this over here. I forget the actual thing here. Okay. Prisma UUID. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted. Just search. ID default. Right. Okay, so I can just do it like that. So, and then at default. And then just generate a UUID here. Good. And then we need an ID. Username is going to be a string with a unique. Password is going to be a string, which is going to be encrypted as well, I hope, maybe. Oh, the other thing actually that I remembered with Better Auth is that I believe Better Auth actually generates... Huh, that's actually interesting. This might actually be a wrinkle, because I think Better Auth generates a user for you, does it not? Like something in your database? That's actually probably good to know. So let's do authentication. Okay, so we can install it, pnpm add. Drizzle adapter. Okay, so we can use it with Prisma here. Ah, this is how you use it with Prisma. Okay, so that's actually good. We don't want to maybe create our user as a specific thing. Okay, so maybe this is actually important here. So I'm actually getting ahead of myself with this. Okay, so that's fine. Let's do that then. Pnpm add Better Auth. I'm glad I kind of caught that early. Okay. I'm also going to need that on my dependencies list as well. Right? Okay, so let's add that guy. Good. So then we have our .env. Let's just do generate a secret. So there's our secret. And then we'll put it inside of the .env. Better auth secret. Okay. And then we need the URL, which is going to just be localhost 5173, I think it is. Yeah. All right, cool. Okay. All right, so now we have that done. We need to create a Better Auth instance. So create a file called auth.typescript in one of these locations, lib folder or utils folder. I'll probably do it in a lib folder because I think we need a lib folder for Prisma anyway, if I remember correctly. So that's good. So Better Auth. You can also nest any of these folders under source, app, or server. So let's do lib. It lets me do this. Okay. So import better auth from better auth, and then export const auth equals better auth, and then nothing inside. That's fine. And then we'll do this Prisma thing here. So this would also be an auth.ts. Okay, so let's do import Prisma adapter from better auth slash adapter slash Prisma. Apparently that works. Prisma client from generated. Prisma client. I feel like this is not right. Would it just be this? Apparently this isn't. Okay, so it's not the right thing. Where do we import? For importing Prisma client, oh, it's dot dot. So it'd be dot dot up generated slash Prisma slash client. There. So we're out of lib into here. Where's that generated folder? I don't know. Oh, maybe I need to do create and apply the first migration. That's the other thing I need to do. Maybe I need to do that first. That's okay. We'll do that after the break. I think that was a step I was missing. Hope everyone's having a good good Thursday evening / Friday morning. Almost the end of the week. Exciting stuff. Let's just see what this does. Okay, so we do that, and then we create the database tables. Oh, and then we need to migrate that. Okay, and then authentication methods. Oh, and then we can do it with React Router here. Nice. This is like stupidly easy. Maybe. Continue basic usage to learn how to use the auth instance. Okay, cool. Man, when all this stuff's already done for you, it's so much easier. Although I think it would be fun, kind of like as Mahin was saying earlier, to kind of create your own auth service. Although this, again, does it for you, but it'd be kind of interesting. If you're using a database adapter or community adapter, consider importing better auth from better auth and minimal. Oh well, this is a small project. I'm not worried. I'm actually gonna go real quick before we start back up here. I'm gonna refill my water cup. So I'll be right back in 2 seconds. All right, I've returned. Kind of tired tonight, honestly, but we shall persist. We got a new kitten, or not a kitten, he's not a kitten. We adopted a cat, as you know, if you are in the Discord, but he is fantastic and he's really well behaved, but he keeps me up at night, so sleep the last like week and a bit has been kind of shitty, but you know, it is what it is. Keep going. All right, let's get back into this here. Do another 25 minutes. All right, so we need to generate that first, I think. So we need to do the first migration. So this will be our initial migration. I think I have to do this. Prisma schema loaded. Data source DB PostgreSQL all already in sync. No schema change or pending migration was found. Okay, so that's fine. Because we didn't actually create a model, so that's fine. All right, so then we'll do pnpx Prisma generate the client. And then that should give us that generated. There we go. That's what I need. So now I can import that Prisma client. Right. There we go. Good stuff. And then our lib folder, where the hell is the lib folder? Am I blind? Oh, no, it's in here. I see. Okay. Cool. Very good. Now we can do this thing here. We can do our better auth. Install. Okay, so then we can do const Prisma is new Prisma client. Although I don't think I need to do that, do I? New Prisma client. What's wrong with this? Argument for options is not provided. Oh, does it need an adapter maybe? Okay. Oh, we can do the Prisma client like this. Okay. Okay, so let's just do it like that. So let's just do I think, all right, so let's go to lib and then Prisma. And then we'll say import .env /config import Prisma PG. Oh wait, did I not install that? Maybe I'm missing something here. Prisma adapter PG. Types PG. I think we got all that, don't we? What am I missing? Prisma PG from Prisma at Prisma adapter PG. Okay. Okay, I guess that's fine. Import Prisma client, and then we'll do const connection string. Actually, we'll just do it my way. Okay, so we can make an adapter. So we'll say const export const Prisma equals new Prisma client, and then new Prisma. Actually, maybe I need to do const adapter. And then the connection string is HTTP localhost 5432. And just something like this, right? That should be fine. Good. All right, so then now we go back into this, and then we can just import Prisma. Yo, how's it going, Tyler? Hope you're doing well. And then we serve database, Prisma adapter, Prisma, and then provider is Postgres. What stack am I using? I got you. Ditto, brother, ditto. I love the word ditto. Not just because it's a Pokemon, but I love using that. Okay, so this is good. I think this is all, there's no errors or anything, so we're chilling. Create database tables. Okay. So Better Auth includes a CLI tool to help manage the schema. And we can generate that. It's such a good word. Yeah, I love it. It's a very good word. Okay. So, and then we can migrate it. So we generate and then migrate. So we'll say pnpx auth at latest generate. But I don't know if this will, we'll find out if it works. Looks like it gave us something. Error, cannot find module, Odin file uploader, no modules, Prisma build, types, JS. I don't know. Is it a missing node modules, Prisma? It's here, dude. Auth at latest generate. Have I tried NeoVim as a code editor? No, I have not. Honestly, learning curve's too high for me right now. I'm kind of just focused on learning technologies rather than tools, at least at this point in my current journey. But it is something I plan on trying in the future, for sure. I'm not against other code editors. I'm just used to VS Code for now. And I just want to minimize, friction for learning, at least for right now. Okay, so I don't know why this didn't work. Couldn't read your auth config. Was there somewhere where I should have generated that before? Okay, let's see. Better auth generate could not read auth config. Defining a Prisma client output breaks the CLI generate. Oh, and then we can do an email and password here. Whoops. I faced the exact same problems you and found the way to solve the problem. The error should be coming from Prisma client, but not better auth. You might be importing Prisma client from a wrong location. For my case, my Prisma schema looks like this. Okay, let's zoom into this guy a little bit here. Providers Prisma client JS. Okay, what does this look like in my Prisma schema? Prisma client. Output is source. Oh, this might be the wrong. So we're jumping out of Prisma into generated and then Prisma, which is fine. And then we have it in here. Notice how the output directory of the generated client, not TS, import the generated client from the directory instead of Prisma client. Ah, okay. But it doesn't let me do a new Prisma client. I tried to do this before, right? And it didn't let me create just a new Prisma client without an adapter, right? So like if I tried to do that, right? Like let's just like humor this for a second. So if I tried to import Prisma client, I don't know which one of these is the right spot. I guess this. And then I try to do const Prisma equals Prisma client, new Prisma client. It yells at me because it says it needs an option here. So I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm working on converting Ben to any of them, don't worry. Yeah, eventually, don't worry. I do plan on playing with it, for sure. I know how to use Vim at like basic Vim at a very at a basic level. Like I can edit files and save and close and stuff like that. But I can't all the Vim motions and stuff is like beyond me. See, but I don't know why this doesn't work. Expected 1 arguments but got 0. Is it because I need this @ sign thing? It doesn't know where it exists, so. It fails to instantiate an ESM environment. An argument for options. Oh, great. This is Portuguese, I think. Let's see. How did he do this here? This is not making sense to me. The constructor Prisma client now requires an object with at least one property adapter. Yeah, so then this should have worked. This thing should have worked, right? Because we have this adapter, and then we export our Prisma constant. So I don't know what the deal with that is. Unless I just do all of this inside of... Actually, I don't even need this import. What if I just yoinked this inside of here just to see if it works? Ooh. It already exists. Let's overwrite it. Okay. So did that work? I don't know. Prisma schema.prisma. Oh, yeah, here we go. Nice. I hate databases. I built my own much easier. What do you mean you built your own? Like you built your own SQL server or database? SQL? Okay, here we go. So, all right, it worked, I guess. I don't know what the hell happened. I fixed it. Although I don't want to export both of these. I just want to do this. Okay. All right. Prisma spyware? Is it? I'm just learning, man. I'm not worried about that. But do enlighten me on how it's spyware. I am curious. Authentication. I can't speak. Authentication methods. Did I do all this? Oh yeah, then I need to migrate it, right? PNPX auth migrate. Migrate command only works with the built-in Keysly adapter. Create the schema, then use Prisma migrator push to apply it. I already did that, dude. The migrate command only works, so npx auth generate. I already did that. And then use Prisma's migrate. That's what I literally did that. Oh, Prisma's migrate. Okay, we could do Prisma's migrate then. Nice. Cool. So we did that migration with Prisma. All right, so that should be fine then. You may enjoy Prolog. What is Prolog? SWI Prolog. What is this though? Does it say? Prolog is a logic programming language that has origins in AI, automated theorem proving computational linguistics. I don't think that's really what we're going after here, unless it's a different Prolog. Okay, so that's fine. So we fix that. And then, what do we have to do now? I think we're just still in this thing, right? So, okay, so social providers, we don't need any social providers. We're not doing that, so just email and password. Okay, then we do React router. So API auth $, interesting. This route should handle create a new file or route in your framework's designated catch-all route handler. This route should handle requests for the path. API auth, unless you've configured a different path. Better auth supports any backend framework with standard request and response objects and offers helper functions. Okay. I see. So I don't know what this this $.ts situation is. I'm not sure what that's all about. That's not what I want to do. Next auth route. Do I literally include the $? I don't think so. I think it's just like a placeholder for something, but I don't know what. The route should handle a request for the path API auth. Do you mean Palo Alto's network Prisma software? Yeah, I don't know. Prisma is an ORM, my friend. I don't think it steals anything. I mean, okay, so let me put it this way. Prisma does have its own cloud service. So if I go to Prisma here, Prisma does like give you compute and like you can have a studio which basically lets you host your databases with them. So in that sense, maybe they could steal your data, but I'm not doing that. I literally have my database is local, right? My database with Prisma, I'm using Prisma as a library locally. It's not being hosted anywhere. Okay, so we have Prisma here. What do I need to do? Okay, so we have that already. API auth.ts. Okay, that's fine. So we need to create it as a resource route. So then how do we do the routing for that? So let's go back here. Let's say React router resource route. Resource routes. Here we go. A route becomes a resource route by convention when its module exports a loader or an action but does not export a default component. Okay, cool. So this is kind of like back-endy stuff, right? ORMs aren't relational. Yeah, they are. Well, they can be. They work with relational databases. I mean, okay, so the point of what why I'm doing this, Kitty Boy, is to learn ORMs. So the whole point of this project is to learn ORMs. So I've already used Postgres in previous projects, and I fully can use it. I am learning an ORM here. That's kind of the goal. Anyway. Okay, so we can just put it inside of, and then how does the routing work? We just do it like this, okay. PDF report.ts. Okay, so we just include that. So we'll do routes, and then new folder API, and then new folder auth. Actually, no, we don't need that new folder, I think. And then we can just do auth.ts like this. And then we can set this up. So import auth from lib/auth.server. Okay. That's all we actually need. Why is it .server here? I don't understand that. Okay. Import type loader function args and action function args. Export async function loader request loader function args. Actually, we'll say export loader const loader. I want to do this like this. This could be async. Okay. And then return auth.handler request. Okay, so then what does this do? Creates new file. Okay. I guess it just basically routes the loader and the action to handle, like, but for better auth to handle, right? Action requests, action function args. Auth handler, yeah. Okay, that's the same thing. Good. So that should be fine. Oh yeah, and then I need to put it in the routes, right? So let's do that. We'll say routes slash, or actually no, I need to include the actual route. So it'll be slash API auth, and then routes slash API slash auth.ts. And then I need to include that as a resource route, right? Serves a PDF instead of UI. Okay, what's the problem here? Oh, because I have an imported route, that's why. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's a homework problem. Indexing emails? What do you mean by that? All right, then we can link to resource routes here. Okay, so that's fine. Okay. So import create auth client from the package framework. Call the function to create your client. And that's inside of lib, right? Yeah, okay. So like, let's create the auth client. God, it's not gonna let me do this. Okay. Import create auth client from better auth / react. Export consts auth client, create auth client. And then the base URL of the server. So we just do that's good. I probably should have this inside of my env, but that's okay. And then export const sign in, sign up, use session equals create auth client. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so I'm just exporting all of it, which is fine. Nice. Okay, so that's good. So let's say configure better auth with Prisma. Migrate, generate schema, Prisma schema and migrate. And then what was the other thing that we did? Create better auth client. Okay, good. Nice. All right, let's take another 5-minute break. See where we're at on the checklist. So we actually, better auth, we did this already. So better auth setup config, we already got that. And we need to do user sign up and login and protected route. So that will probably take us the rest of the stream. I don't know. And let's just say users handled by, actually we'll put that outside of this. Users handled by better auth. Now, inside of that schema though, is there anywhere where I could like store other shit? So let's see what the schema actually stores. Okay, so we have the user ID, name, email, image, created at, updated at, sessions, accounts. Then we have a session and an account here. Verification. Okay, interesting. Okay, but then I can't really associate files with user. Actually, yeah, I can. I think that I would need to have some sort of drive, right? Because if I'm not doing my own custom users, I should probably have a drive that sits on top of this, right? And then this has a one-to-one relation with this user, right? And then basically this drive has a list of root folders inside of it. This isn't any sort of syntax. This is like sudo. And that's sudo with a PSEUDO. What do they do? Redundant data? This schema? Is that what you're talking about? Oh wait, that's not what I wanted to do. This basically defines how the database is configured for the ORM. Like how the ORM configures the database. Because there is a Postgres database, right? So like I can connect to PSQL here. And then I can do Odin file uploader. Actually, it's /c. I'm done. Oh, does it have a Odin file uploader? Yeah, there it is. Okay. And then I can see the relations here. It's not 40 columns. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 10 columns. This might be a little more. This is like 13, 14 columns. It's generated by BetterAuth though. This is how BetterAuth works, right? Kind of just gives you that pre-configured. I did not make the schema. It was generated for me. And I don't know whether it's slow or not because I haven't actually tested it, so. The entire row is loaded if you just want the name. So, this is just a toy project, my friend. I know what you're saying. It adds cost when you're fetching stuff. If I was making a production level thing that I was releasing to the world, then maybe I would worry about that. But for this purpose, I'm not too concerned, because again, the goal with this is to kind of experiment and try different technologies, right? So that's kind of what I'm. That's the goal of this stream, and the goal of my effort here. I don't think there is a right or wrong way to do X, whether it's database stuff or whatever. There's multiple different solutions to solve the same thing. Okay, so that's good. Now we can actually get into doing the sign up. It's sign up and login, right? Although I think I need a drive to associate with that, so we'll have an ID. Jesus Christ. We'll string pk UUID and the user ID, and then it's a string fk references users.id, and this will reference a drive. And then it'll have a list of folders, right? And then this will be drive ID. So that's fine. Okay, good. Actually, I'm going to put this on my other monitor so I can look at it. Okay. All right, basic usage, email and password. So to set up a user, you need to call the client method signup.email with the user's information. Okay, so I see. So this is after we do the we have to create the form, right? So create form, sign up form, implement authentication for form, and redirect. Okay. So let's create the sign up form first. So we can do that inside of let's do routes, and then what do we want to call this? Just sign up. So we'll say const sign up. Wait, is this lowercase? I forgot. Oh no, it isn't. Okay. And we'll return our sign up page stuff. Actually, this is going to be a div. And then we'll have a heading inside of this. Sign up. Okay, then we need to add that to the router. Okay. And then I want to probably how was I doing that before? I wrapped it in a layout, right? So I put this all inside of a layout wrapper. I'll worry about that after when we do the nav stuff. So let's just get layouts here. API, that's not what I want. Is it under routing maybe? Layout routes, here we go. This is what I want. And then let's also, actually, we'll just leave the sign up. And then we'll do a layout in here as well. Actually, you know what? No, I'll do that. Layout .tsx. And then we'll say const layout. Let's call it layout here. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so there's our layout, and then we can wrap this. Actually, we'll just do it like this. Layout. And then it'd be /route/layout.tsx. And then these will be included inside of it. All right. We just need to import layout. Nice. I think that's the one thing I'm going to miss if I do use NeoVim in the future, is this kind of like highlighting over the thing and automatically importing stuff. I don't know, maybe it does have a thing for that, but I don't know. I'm really bad with using like VS Code shortcuts and stuff. Okay, so then this should apply that layout, right? Cannot get why. Oh, because it needs a prefix, maybe? Might need a prefix for this guy. Layout, marketing, layout.tsx, index, prefix, projects, layout, project. Oh, right, because I need the I need the outlet, right? Yeah, I need the outlet. That's the problem. Forgot about the outlet. Oh, it doesn't fix it? Really? Really? How do I do that in my other project? Let me just open that. See, how do I do that in this guy? So I have my layout here, navlink, 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 and then my outlet. And then in my routes, what did I do? Oh, okay, so I have routes, layout, TSX, and then my index. Yeah, so I did it literally the exact same way, so I don't know what is the problem. Right? Yeah, so what's the deal here? I don't know. Maybe just rebooting the dev server? I don't know. Could be that easy. Oh, shit. Oh yeah, because it's using this stupid old node version. This upgrades it. Okay. What's the problem now? env file options deprecated. Where is that? No such file or directory. Routes layout. .tsx. Oh. Was that not in this routes? Routes layout TSX. It's right here. That's right, man. Ah, it's because I have that /. That's why. There we go. All right, we fixed it. Nice. Good, good, good. Okay, so now I could presumably include that nav bar, right, inside that layout. So I could do the nav in here, and then do like some sort of we can include different stuff later. Do I need a UL maybe? Nah, just have a bunch of nav links. Nav link. Include that. And then we're going to need to go to home. And then sign up. Flexbox for the CSS, yes. I'm getting there. Okay, that's good. Has all the grids? What do you mean? Yeah, I can do that. I can just do flex, justify, center, and then like a gap, like, I don't know, 8 or something. That's a little better. Although I want to make this string literal so I can use multiple lines. Good. I don't really care. I'm gonna do the styling after. I'm not gonna really worry about it. Okay, so that takes us to the sign up page. That's what we want. And then so let's just do add layout component with add layout component functions for add layout component for navbar. Something like this. That's fine. Okay. All right. Now let's actually get this sign up page working. So we're going to need a form. And it's going to need to be a React router form. Just going to go to the form. Okay, so let's do action is, I don't know what the actual sign, where I post that. sign up a user, you need to call the client method signup.email with the user's information. Okay. So then I can call this from the form then. So I think we need a custom submit handler, right? So I think that's all we do. I think we just do an on submit, and then we call that function, right? So let's just say, let's import the auth client. And then we get const data. Oh wait, but this would need to be. Good night, watching from Brazil. Are you using React or Next? I'm using neither. Danilo. I'm using React Router, but it is React. So it's a full stack React framework. If you want to learn more about it, here you go. Just paste the link in chat for you. But I appreciate you watching. Brazil is a country I would love to go to someday. No cap. That makes me sound really old saying that, but I would really love to. I actually have family from there. Cool. All right. Where was I? Oh yeah. So we need to do this function here, but we need to call that here. Okay. So data error. So it's sign in. So this is sign up. So wait auth client sign up email. And then I would wrap this inside of another function, right? Oh, I see. Sign up TypeScript here. And then how do I do that inside of the client stuff? Okay, so here it is. So this is using a session, using plugins. Okay, that's fine. Client configuration. Okay, so we're not going to do two-factor. That's crazy. Okay, so then yeah, so this is signup.ts, but then where does this get? Oh, you know what? This could be a. So we have our auth client here. I'm just trying to figure this out. Where is that anyway? It'd be here. Okay, so then we have our auth client. Oh, but that's not what I was looking for. I guess I'm just confused where that would be called, right? Anyway, we can build out the form and then go from there. So let's just build out the form. So let's just do const form row style. Actually, let's just make a styles folder. New folder, styles, components, or what should I call these? Style templates. .ts. Export const row form or form row style, and then we'll just do flex call. Or actually, not even flex call. You do flex call if it's like a medium. It's for mobile. So we'll just do flex gap. Justify center. And then like a gap 4 or something like this. I don't know. Let me just give that a style. I'm gonna do our label, which is gonna be for the username. Although it looks like we need to give it name. User display name. So maybe just name. What is it in this schema anyway? It is just name. Okay. Interesting. We'll just call it display name, I guess. And then we'll just do texts. ID, name, name, name. Should be fine. And then another row for the email. And then the password. Do we do a confirm password? I guess we could do that. Doesn't really matter. Just thinking about how to do that. Okay. All right, so there's our password. Then we should have a confirm password. But then how can I check whether these match? I guess I could just do that. React or form validation. I wonder, form validation. Okay, so there is a thing for that. Okay, so we have password, submit. Okay, so that's cool. So we can do it as an action here. Okay, so we have our fetcher.form. Why are we using a fetcher? I don't know what the hell the point of that is. This guide walks through a simple sign up for implementation. You likely want to pair these concepts with third-party validation libraries. Okay, so we have our sign up, and then okay. And then we do our action. I guess we could do our method too. Our method would be a post. I don't know what a fetcher is. Fetchers are useful for creating complex dynamic user interfaces that require multiple concurrent data interactions without causing a navigation. Oh, interesting. I'm not sure if that's necessary in this case. If you submit the form now, the fetcher will call the action and revalidate the route data automatically. Okay, so then how is that used here? Request, and then so we have, okay, so we have the form data. Okay, that's cool. And then I think we could, within this action, then call the better off client, right? Maybe. So let's do that. So let's do form row style, and then we'll say confirm password. Okay. Confirm. And then we're going to have an error section as well, which is fine. So we can do that as well. Oh yeah, and then a submit, right? Sign up. And then we're going to also want to create a button template. Maybe. I don't know what you said Jackie recommends. Let me see. Oh, it removed it from the chat preview. That's pretty nifty. So I don't actually know what you said. Assuming it was something with caps, though. Because I was not looking at chat. Okay, so let's do padding one around the button. Maybe a background gray. I don't know. Wait, why isn't this like? Am I tripping? Tuned. BG. Yeah, it's just BG. We need to apply that. Good luck. Thank you. The exam. Appreciate that. Okay. Oh, these are all actually, I want these not centered. I want item center here. All right. So we'll style this to make it look better. Maybe even making it like a table or something like that. So we'll say, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. We'll say form style. And we'll adjust that after break. Okay. Gonna take one more break and then do another 25 minutes and then be done stream for tonight. So, yeah, that's the plan. All right, I'm going to take 1 minute break, hit the washroom, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Apologies for that. Hey, CR7. Nice username. I am learning Python. Congratulations. That's awesome. How far are you in your journey? Oh, I just noticed the Nightbot cut off. There's a character limit. It's kind of crazy. I don't think I've ever had a description go over that. If you want to read, what I'm working on, Hussein, you can also read the top of the description. Has the exact same information. It should say at the end there, when building full stack apps. That's what that should say. But yeah. Just a dummy. It's actually with the. Just gonna readjust my laptop screen a little bit. It's actually with the Odin Project. It's a Odin Project specific thing. So project, I should say. So this is the spec right here. So, and then I kind of have my own sheet here as well that I'm using to kind of. Track my progress. It's kind of rough, but you know. Actually, I'll move this over to my other monitor like I had it. Okay. All right, 25 more minutes, and then I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Okay. So let's do that, and then hopefully we can get this auth thing finished in the next 25 minutes. We'll see. So let's just do flex call. Justify or item center. No, justify center maybe. And then MX auto. Okay, but the problem with this now is all the forms are all fucked. This is all stretched out to hell. So maybe we don't do that. We could also just do it as a grid. Learn the basics, starting to learn the object-oriented programming that we'll practice, but I'm not consistent. Yeah, that's I think a common thing, CR. So I wouldn't beat yourself up too much about it. I think for me the ticket to my consistency is literally just the streaming. That's why I started streaming. But I think having either whether it's a compatibility partner or, you know, whatever it is, something to kind of an external motivator is really important. Like for me, that's my YouTube channel. I want to grow my YouTube channel. I want to share my journey. I want to, you know, meet cool people and stuff like that. So that's my motivation, but you have to have something that'll push you to work when you don't feel like it. Otherwise, you'll just put it off and put it off and put it off, right? Okay, so that's fine. But I don't want these taking up the entire... I guess I could like limit the width, eh? We do like some sort of width thing here. I'm not trying to get too into the weeds, but we do an MX auto on the button as well. That's better. Do a grid. Let's do a grid. Grid calls to, or grid rows to, I should say. But then I want these to be kind of equal width. But these are all, I see. So that's not actually going to work. So the form row would need to be a grid. Flex, item center. fine. And then for the form row style, we can do it as a grid. Okay, that's better. Grid calls too, I should say. Okay, that's what I want. Something like this. That's it. And I also need to do an input style as well. Learn to manually mimic OOP using C. That would be cool. So I guess C is an object-oriented programming language. Or you could make it be one. I don't know. Although isn't the trick with mimicking OOP just kind of using tables and shit? Like, I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. Because all an object is really is just like a list of things, list of attributes, right? And functions and list of data. It's a collection of data in this kind of consolidated thing. But yeah, that'll really teach you OOP for sure. Okay, form input style. Let's do like a padding 0.5 border. Let's do a gray 700 maybe, and then a rounded LG on this guy. And then we'll apply that to the inputs here. Form input style. See, like, this is the thing, Tyler, like when I'm doing this, all this autocomplete, like I can just do CN and then class name, press tab to autocomplete, and then it, like the auto prediction stuff. Like, is that a thing in NeoVim? I don't think so. See, that's something I'll miss, but maybe it's something you can configure. I wouldn't actually be surprised if it is. Okay, why are what's wrong with the border here? Oh, border. Or not BG blue 500, or not that, border gray 700, border 1, 2 maybe. And then for the form row style, maybe like, maybe not that big of a gap, maybe like a, I don't use that personally, but yes, it's possible. It takes a lot of work to set up, yeah, see. I don't know. Maybe I should just be, what's it called? I don't know, like Chad mode and just not use it. I don't know what the right term would be. Just get good, you know? And stop relying on the autocomplete. I want to create a gap between these, so maybe I'll just do that in the form. Something like that is fine, and then we can add a gap maybe on the bottom of the form, like an MB4 or something. Oh wait, that actually wouldn't be the bottom of the form. It would be the all of the inputs would be in their own div, right? So like an MB4 here. And then if that's not going to work, maybe we do a margin bottom on the form row. That works. Maybe 2 on this guy. Yeah, it's a little better. All right, let's fix the sign up. Heading style. We'll just call it, we'll do a text 3XL, font semi-bold, and a flex justify center on this guy. Ooh, and that's going to need some, we're going to need to do a margin bottom on this as well. at least 4. And let's do like a padding 8 all around it. By the way, where are you from and what do I do for a living? I got you. You can read my whoami and my FAQ. All the answers to that are in these 2 resources. I would answer verbally, but I've answered like 17,000 times to other people. And that's not to, you know, I'm not trying to say like, oh, I don't want to answer you necessarily. I mean, I am saying that, but also just I've created resources that have those answers. So you're free to ask follow-up questions if there's something that's not addressed in my FAQ, of course. But yeah, you can take it. You can take a read or give that a read. Okay. So we have our sign up, which is fine. Maybe like add like a little hover effect to this button or something. We can do that as well. We do a hover like BG blue 800 or something. Nice. Okay. Then for the home, let's just actually just fix the home here. We'll just say is heading Odin file uploader. Cool. All right, so that should be this done. So I'll say sign up, page layout, styles and layout. Okay. Good. Now I need to actually get this to work. So let's see. Maybe I just get this working. Okay, so let's see. They have a fetcher here, which I don't know if I'm going to use that. Because I don't really understand exactly what that does. And I don't think it's necessary. I could be wrong. Export async function action requests. Button type submit fetcher form. And then how do we connect the action to this? I guess that's just connected automatically, right? Maybe. Okay, so let's do that. I think I can define the action above it. Maybe below it, actually. I don't know. Export async or export action, const action, async requests, and then route dot action args. Oh, but I need to import route. Type sign up. There's a problem here. Route is type module. Oh, import type. Oops. Okay, there we go. That fixed it. Route dot. Cannot use namespace route as a value. That's not what I'm doing. Okay. All right. So we get the form data. I'm assuming this just connects to this form, no? I don't know. Because there's nothing in here that specifies that I need to connect it, right? I guess, I don't know. Maybe I need to put in the route component props. That's probably part of it. Because we have form data, and then we have our email and password. I think we use that for the auth inside of this guy, right? We do. So let's do our data validation inside of here, and then I think after we do the client side data validation, then we can pass it off to better auth. Maybe. I don't know. We'll give it a shot. Does your friend or close ones or anyone you know about my YT channel and streaming? Yeah, my girlfriend's sitting on the couch just over there. Yep. I live with my girlfriend, so she's very gracious and she puts up with me doing this. But yeah, my family, just my close family and girlfriend. That's really it. I don't like share it. Like not all of my friends know that I do this necessarily. A couple of them do. But yeah, we kind of have like an open concept apartment or condo. So it's kind of sucky. Like I have an office space, but it's kind of like connected to the kitchen and the living room, which is nice, but also not really because there's not as much privacy. But that's okay. Hopefully someday we can upgrade and I can get my own streaming room or something. I don't know. All right, or office, I should say. Const email is okay. So then we get that from the form data. And then okay, so what is all the data I need for this? I need the email, password, name, image. Okay, but that's optional. And then we have the callback URL. Okay, so we need the name. Right, so we need the name, we need the email, get parameters, or get data from form to eventually pass to better auth. Const password is string form data dot get password. Oh, and then we need the confirm password. Okay. All right, then we need a list of errors too. So I'll focus on the client side validation here. So let's do the check for valid or is valid email. And we'll say if email dot includes an @sign, then errors dot email is invalid email address, right? Oh, but this needs probably some sort of type, right? So I don't know how to do this because it does not exist on that type. I could just make a list of type. I could just have this like as a or just do this as a list, no? And then errors.append. Oh, wait, what's wrong with this? Any type where its type cannot be determined. Not append, push. There we go. So that's fine. Passwords. Password is valid. Yeah, I was also thinking about doing like you are doing, so I can be consistent. People's positive comments might also push me a little, but I don't know why. I don't want people to know about what I'm doing. It's been a week or something since I watched you on like your work. Well, I appreciate that, CR7. I appreciate the support. But yeah, it is a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I first started doing this, it was a little scary to start sharing what I was doing. But as I've done it, I've gotten more and more used to it, and I feel like I've really grown not only as a programmer but also just as a person. Like this has been really fantastic for me, I think. And I've met a lot of really fantastic people. You know who you are. So, yeah. I don't know. It's been great. And hopefully I can turn it into something. That's kind of the long-term objective. So let's do password length. It needs to be greater than or equal to 8. And then we'll say includes symbol. And I should probably have a disclaimer for that, right? Actually, you know what? Let's just for simplicity, let's just say length is greater than or equal to 8, right? So then we'll just say if password.length is less than 8, errors.push password too short must be at least 8 characters. And then what we'll say is if password does not equal confirm password, then errors dot push passwords do not match. Okay. Oh, and then I should say is valid name too. Is valid name, which should only include alphabetical characters or spaces. So if name includes, I don't know, is alpha. Let's see, TypeScript, check if string is alphabetical with strings or spaces. Oh, I guess I could just give it a regex. I didn't think of that. Okay, so I can give it a regex here. So at least one or more of those. And then we can also say and must be at least 3 characters long. And then we'll say or name dot length is less than 3. Then errors dot push name. Actually, we'll do that in a separate if. Name must only consist of alphabetical characters and spaces. And then if name dot length is less than 3, then errors dot push name must be at least 3 characters long. Okay. Cool. All right, so this is all of our validation. I should probably have some sort of validator function now that I think about it. That's okay. Maybe I do export. Maybe I do put this in a separate function. Sign up validator. Export const sign up validator. And then we'll take in name, string, email, string, password, string, and a confirm password. Then we'll paste this guy in here. Then we'll say const errors is this, and then we'll return errors. Okay. And then we'll say const errors is equal to sign up validator. And then we pass in the name, email, password, confirm password. Nice. Just do a little bit of clean up that. Good. I don't think we're actually going to get time to do the better auth stuff, but we can at least check that the errors are working. And then so if errors.length is greater than 0, then we want to redirect. Return data errors status 400. Okay. Where are we getting the data from here? Oh, maybe I need to import it. Yeah, there we go. And then now we do authenticate with better auth. Okay, I think that's good. And then so if we want to put the errors inside of the, how do we do that? Okay, so we can say, let's just render the errors. So let's say let errors equal, or it'd be const errors, I guess. Data dot, whoops. Data dot errors. Fetch your data, I guess would be this, right? Oh, maybe we need to get that with the fetcher thing. I didn't think of that. I don't know. I'll look into that after. So let's actually just print out errors if there are any. Let's just say console log errors. And let's just see if this does work. Let me just like redirect as well. So let's just redirect back to home. Return redirect back home, or something like that, right? Good. Okay. So let's test this. So if we do, let's just do it like it should be. So that's 3 characters. That should work. And we'll say ben at benstack.dev, and then we'll do a password of 8 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, those probably don't match. So let's do password that matches. Okay. Okay, so the passwords do not match. Interesting. Password. Okay, so they do match, but they're saying they're not matching. So that's interesting. Okay, so then what are the? Let's see what the credentials are. Oh, this is null for some reason. Why can't I get that? Confirm password. Oh, maybe because that label, it's not passing for some reason to this. Maybe I need to do it like this, without a dash. That could be the problem. I'll say password confirm. Yeah, sure, that's fine. That could be causing trouble for us. All right, so this should work now. Nice. Very cool. And then so now if I screw something up, if I do like not a long enough display name, say name must be at least 3 characters long, invalid email address, password too short. Very cool. So those are our errors, and then we can presumably pass those back to the sign up page at some point. So let's just say create sign up form, pass data errors or client side validation errors back to sign up page, and then connect authentication for form. Cool. All right. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow on stream. I'm gonna get this finished and then hook up Better Auth, get that working, yeah, that's kind of the plan. So yeah, and then just make more progress on finishing this project. I already think this is cleaner than the other thing I was working on. But anyway, thank you all for watching. If you want to see more from me and you want to see more of these streams, or you want to study with me or whatever, put the stream on the background, use it as motivation. I'd really appreciate if you subscribe. That'd be fantastic. You can also join my Discord community as well if you want to keep up to date with when the streams are happening and you want to meet new people and chat to me or to anyone in my community. We're almost at 200 members in the Discord, so if you could join, that'd be fantastic. Again, completely optional. But I will see you all tomorrow evening. So yeah, thank you for watching.